Hi, all. A wonderful evening prior to our Independence Day. Um, I'm just. I wanted to share few glimpse about AWS DevOps. What is AWS DevOps? AWS DevOps are the services used for dev plus operations. Okay, this is taken care by AWS. As I said earlier, you need not bother about the underlying infrastructure. Underlying infra. Okay, what are the various AWS DevOps services? Like the first one is code commit, then code build, code deploy, code pipeline. Understood? So how this flow works? This is the flow is known as workflow. Okay, in this workflow, first the developer commits his code. Okay, commits the code. Automatically, code pipeline triggers, which is nothing but Jenkins build jobs. Okay, code pipeline triggers. This code pipeline is hooked with GitHub. Okay, in GitHub, code is present. Understood? Normally, normally in GitHub, the code present can be YAML, JSON, Terraform, Java, Python, uh, Node.js, etc. Okay. Now, when developer pushes code or commits the code pipeline will trigger the code build. Inbuilt engine runs the code. What it runs, it tests the code, it compiles the code, and stores the binary file or executable files in S3 bucket. Okay. Now, code deploy fetch the S3 code from S3. It is not code, this is executable files. Okay, executable files. So the flow goes like code commit, code pipeline, code build, code deploy. Okay, I'll explain now. Development team will push their code, okay, or commit their code. Once it is done, code pipeline will recognize it and then it will trigger the code build. Code build will execute the test cases and then it will store the artifacts in S3. Code deploy has a configuration of number of CPU and RAM instance in which the code or the executable file which is present in S3 is deployed. The output is published in OpenSearch. This is one architecture. Okay. In this architecture, we have all the four services. If you need further automation, if you need further automation of workflow, you can ignore code deploy. I'll tell you how it will work now. Now we have first I explained the architecture 1. Now architecture 2. In architecture 2, first in from GitHub the code is pushed and commit is done. Code pipeline triggers the code build. In this code build commands is present. That is build spec dot yaml. Okay, and then give me a moment. Build spec dot yaml. In this build spec dot yaml, build commands and where the artifacts are stored is present. It will store in S3. Okay. In this flow, code pipeline plus code build plus Docker image. This Docker image will be deployed in ECR. ECR, it will be pushed to ECR. And then the deployment will be done in ECS. ECS has task definitions. ECS has task definitions, which is like a single server. Code pipeline will trigger code build. Code build will run the test cases and then a Docker image is prepared. This Docker image is pushed to ECR, Elastic Container Registry, and then this particular registry is deployed in ECS. Hope you can understand now. What is ECS? ECS is Elastic Container Service. We have already seen in my earlier videos about Docker. We have already seen in my earlier videos about Docker. Docker is a containerization platform. Similarly, ECS is also a containerization platform. Okay, I have explained in this video two architecture. Architecture 1, code pushed GitHub, code build, code pipeline is triggered. It will automatically trigger code build, and then code build will run, and the execution is done in code deploy. Okay, uh, results published in open search. This is one architecture. In second architecture, code pushed, code pipeline recognizes and triggers the code build. Code build will run test cases, and then it will uh, create Docker image. It is deployed. It is pushed to ECR. From ECR, this is ECR. From ECR, it is pushed to ECS. Inside ECS, code is executed or code is deployed. Hope you are clear now. So I'll repeat: code commit or GitHub or Bitbucket or GitLab. In this repository is present. Developer pushes code and commits the changes. Once it is done, code pipeline, which is already in link with code commit or GitHub or Bitbucket, will recognize the changes, and then it will trigger the code build. Code build will fetch the code from these repository storage places, and then it will run test cases. Once it runs the test cases and compiles the code, it will create a Docker image. From the Docker image, ECR to ECR, the image is sent, and then from ECR, ECS is triggered, and in ECS, the code is deployed. The artifacts or the results are published in OpenSearch. These are the two architectures which I wanted to explain to you. Hope you can understand. Please pour in your comments so that I can uh, give better clarity if you are in a doubt. In my next video, we will be discussing about IAM Identity Center. Thank you.